Thank you very much. Back at you. Well, welcome to the show. I see, I was watching you back before as I was getting ready. A lot of good dancers. You were good. I just saw you a minute ago. Sir, excellent, wherever you, there you are. Excellent job. I want you to have a good time. That's our whole goal, the whole reason you're here. Look at that. There he goes. That's what I like, because a lot of people travel. I know you're flying here, you're traveling long, long ways to get here, and I want you to have fun. That's my entire intention for you. So sit back, enjoy yourselves. Most importantly, laugh. That's really why I want you here to laugh, because I just recently found out a study reported that it actually, laughing, they proved it can reduce your risk of having a heart attack. And that's true, and it promotes a healthy brain function, and it releases endorphins when you laugh. And no one wants trapped endorphins, I don't think. Free the endorphins. I'm getting bumper stickers that endorphin-free tuna. And so laughter, it really is. You hear it all the time. Laughter's the best medicine. So now it's proven that laughter really is the best medicine. Although you can laugh all you want, it's not going to clear that rash up. Also, I don't know if you know this, if you have a pet, it lowers your blood pressure. People that own pets have lower blood pressure. So really, the best thing you can do for yourself is having a pet that would make you laugh. So, and ferrets are supposed to be amusing. I'm just offering that up. They're mischievous. And of course, there's nothing funnier than a monkey in a skirt. So, they're not legal everywhere. Just ask Paris Hilton. But, she just wants to laugh. So I think that being able to laugh is the most important quality that a person can have. Of course, I think that because I'm a comedian, but I guess a dentist wouldn't say that. A dentist would say flossing is more important. And it is. Flossing is important, but you'd never hear about a group of people getting together with their friends and flossing. That's not true. Oh, we flossed and flossed and flossed. I haven't flossed like that in ages. Although I have seen people finish a whole plate of ribs and say, one day we're going to look back on this and floss. Laughter is very powerful. It can actually turn an embarrassing situation around. If you push on a door that you're supposed to be pulling on, immediately laugh and keep trying to push it over and over and over again. It'll get funnier and funnier versus feeling like an idiot. I'm very lucky. I get to laugh all the time, although I don't laugh all the time. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference between people who laugh all the time and laugh all the time. You know, people like, how about that rain? It's raining cats and dogs. Anything makes them laugh. Do you want some Cheetos? Laughing to me is the most important thing, only second to dancing. See, that's the way you start a job. That's it. Laughing and dancing. If you do that that really is, I feel, and I say it all the time, I love this job. I love it so much because I come to work, I get to laugh, I get to dance, and I'm going to live a long, long time if they say that you laugh and you live longer. Here's some proof of why I'm going to live really, really long. I'm already excited. The average person's hair is not that heavy. Let me just see.
Okay, we'll cut that part out, right?
You just got healthier. You're welcome. Oh, man, we have a great show for you today, don't we, Nicole Kidman? The incredible Billy Crystal is here. Tony Award-winning one-man show on Broadway, 700 Sundays. Oh, that show sounds delicious. Also, from Desperate Housewives, Doug Savant is here. He's going to tell us about this Sunday. He's making out with one of the housewives, and she's not his wife. And an amazing 90-year-old woman who travels the world, Jeanie Hoskins, is here. She was here before. She was here not too long ago. We surprised her with a trip to one place that she hadn't been, the Solomon Islands, and she's going to tell us all about it. I wonder if she met someone there. We're going to find out. And also, you know, people go to the website and just let us know different things all the times, and I actually rely on you for a lot of information because, of course, as you know, I live here. I sleep here at night. And I don't get out a lot. So here's an email I got from Kim Uldrix, I'm going to guess. Uldrix? From Holland, Michigan. Hi, Ellen. I'm a junior at Michigan State University, and I walk to class most of the time. Anywho, I stumbled across your face on one of the sidewalks on campus. It's spray painted onto concrete. And she sent us this picture. And that's very cool. I've seen those before. Somebody must be doing those. They're everywhere. Here's one I saw of Paris Hilton. Taggers like her a lot. And then Donald Trump. It's right outside Trump Tower. And then Bill Gates, not far from there. Wanda McDivitt from Durham, North Carolina. Are you aware of the fact that the dancing doll on the end of the stick that Ellen plays with on some shows was originally an Appalachian mountain toy called a Gee-Haw Winnie Diddle? Whenever Ellen shows it, I want to tell her the story of its origin. I hope she enjoys this fact as much as I do. I had no idea that that's what it's called, but there's nothing that sounds better to me than playing tiddlywinks on a rainy day with my Gee-Haw Winnie Diddle. This is the thing that I always danced with, this thing here, actually. I want to find out from Wanda what she wants to tell me the origin, so I'm going to call her. Hopefully she's at home right now. She's in Durham. And I wonder how she knows that. Because she could be lying. Wasting my time telling me about a Gee-Haw.
Hello.
Winnie. Hey, is this Wanda?
Yes, it is.
It's Ellen DeGeneres calling you.
Oh, my God. Ellen, you're going to make me cry. I've been watching you since your conversations with God on Johnny Carson. What a treat.
Thank you very much. Thanks so much, Wanda. Wanda, I'm calling you because you're helping me out about, I just thought it was called a clogger, this little wooden doll, but it's not.
Well, actually, I learned that probably 20 years ago on some kid show I was watching with my own children, and I thought it was an interesting fact, and they had such a lovely, heartwarming story that they told with it, how it would entertain the children when they were playing on their handmade instruments, and the doll would dance to it. And I watched him, this woodcutter was carving one, and he said it was called a Jeanie Winnie Diddle, and I thought, well, that was interesting, So I just thought that I would keep that in my mind for some reason, and I always have, and I've told people about it, and they love to hear about it. And then when I saw you playing with it, I thought, well, why doesn't she mention that that's a Jeanie Winnie Diddle? And a friend of mine even has one. And I thought, well, she never mentioned it. Maybe she doesn't know. So I thought, well, I'll drop you the line and tell you about it. This is such a treat, Ellen. I love you. You bring such happiness to the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Wanda.
You are so wonderful, and I used to start my morning off every morning dancing with you because it was on at 10, and now they put it on at 4, and it's really screwed up my system because now I have to tape it and watch it late at night, and it really was really the beginning of my happy day. I'm retired, and I just loved it, and I just really enjoyed it so much, but I still do. It's just I have to watch it much later when I'm not quite as alert and up for dancing, but but it is wonderful that you're so thoughtful to call, and I appreciate it so much. This is such an honor and a privilege and a real joy. I really can't tell you how much it means to me, because like I said, I think I saw you in your very first broadcast when Johnny Carson had you on. And I remember he brought you over, and I think you were the first female comedian to ever be called over. If I remember correctly. Isn't that a fact? Weren't you the first one?
I was.
I thought you were. And I thought, well, what a privilege and an honor for you, And I watched your hair change through the years, and I watched your sitcom, and, I've just enjoyed you so much over the years. And I just think you're a wonderful person, and thank you so much for sharing your talents, and I love the way you honor your mother. I think that's very sweet. And, when you had your glasses on one day, you looked like your mother. I saw your mother's face on you, and I thought, well, look, she does look like her mother with the glasses on, So I know she's very proud of you, sweetie. And I read your article about, how you had kind of, a difficult time. I know we all have. And I had a lot of things in common with you in that respect. And I thought, well, she certainly turned it around, and I'm just very proud of you and very happy to have enjoyed the joy that you've shared all these years.
Wanda, thank you so much. That's very sweet. You are very, very sweet. I appreciate it. And
there's a lot of noise out there.
There's a lot of noise. You're on the show. You're on the air right now, Wanda.
Oh, my goodness. I did not know that.
We have to take a break, and I have to introduce our first guest. And actually, the show is over now, Wanda. We've run out of time.
Oh, my goodness, I'm so sorry.
No, seriously.
I could talk forever to you, dear. Well, you have a blessed day and a happy new year.
Just before we go, just quickly, where do babies come from?
Where do babies come from?
Yeah, I'm kidding, Wanda.
I could give you a long talk on that, because they're my favorite things. I love babies more than anything in the world.
Okay, well, go ahead and start telling me. We'll be right back with Billy Crystal right after this. Go ahead.
Four babies, and I love them all dearly. They're so precious. I can tell you a lot of jokes about babies and anything else you want to hear jokes about.
From huge films like City Slickers and Analyze This to hosting the Academy Awards 8 times, our first guest is one of Hollywood's biggest stars. His one-man show, 700 Sundays, is the highest-grossing play in Broadway's history. Please welcome the very talented Billy Crystal.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they're a really good group for a Friday. And I'll tell you, I see you occasionally. We've run into each other, but it was one of the highlights. When you start doing stand-up to open for somebody like this. I opened for you years.
San Jose.
San Jose, exactly. A long time ago.
Around 1986 or 7.
Yeah.
San Jose Performing Arts Center.
Wow.
I think that was the name of it.
Good memory, yeah.
Wow, you hit on me, so I remember.
Oh, that's right. It was right then. You were the one. And, but I was so, because I hadn't seen you do stand-up. I saw you on Saturday Night Live, and it was just so thrilling to open for you.
We had a great time. It was a great. I remember very well. It was a great audience, good room to work in. Comics remember those things.
Yeah, you do. You remember that area is always good. San Francisco.
Yeah, we just closed there. We're on tour with 700 Sundays, so we just closed there, and we open in L.A. tonight.
Tonight.
Actually. Yeah.
Now is that?
What am I doing here?
I don't know. You should get going, but wait. Are you nervous, or how do you've been traveling, so this is not?
Yeah, you always get nervous when you start a new place, and this is my second home, and I live here most of the time, so you get the, all right, is it going to be okay here? We've done 257 of them now.
Really?
Since Broadway and across the country, Toronto, Boston, Chicago, San Francisco, now here. So when I get nervous when I hear that one person's in the audience who I'm interested in, or is a particular icon or somebody. If it's a big crowd of celebrities like an opening night, I really don't get nervous because.
Really?
If they've done those kind of award shows, they're all there at once.
Right.
So I've done that. So, but if it's like Meryl Streep's tonight, oh no, she's gonna steal my accent. What's gonna happen? So you think about the one. It's that crazy little.
Do you want to know
villain.
that, or do you tell them I don't want to know who's in the audience?
I like to know.
You do?
Yeah, I like to know because then I want to see how they're gonna be backstage.
And then do you look for them? Do you try to?
No.
You don't.
That's the worst.
Can you see the audience, or do you perform where you don't want to see them?
No, I like to see like the first 5 or 6 rows to see who's on the cell phone. No, I mean, on Broadway, that was the biggest problem that we had. It wasn't my stamina, it was that the cell phones would go off constantly.
And do you find that some areas, like, I find Canadians to be some of the most polite audiences I've ever played for.
Yeah.
Do you find that?
Yeah, polite I'm not thrilled with, but I like them to be funny.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they were great. Toronto was really great, but you've done hundreds of shows in your life, thousands.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't it always a phenomenon when you're playing like 2,000 people at a time, bigger, when it's a night of, they're dull?
Yeah.
The audience is dull?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
It's the entire audience takes on one personality.
Do they call each other
Yeah,
before?
I know. It's so weird.
And say, I'm gonna go to this show, are you?
Yeah,
yes.
right.
I'm not planning on having a really good time,
Right.
are you? No. Good, I'll meet you. And let's not go out afterwards. Okay.
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's a phenomenon.
You go, and there are certain cities that they're just great, and same show, same words, and everyone has a totally different energy in there.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that there can be 2,000, like you guys were great, and right
Yeah.
from the beginning.
They really are every day, I find,
Okay,
Yeah.
we get it.
yeah.
But there's that could be the same group, but just I could point them and they just wouldn't respond. It's a phenomenon to me.
Yeah, it's amazing. I find now, because when I used to travel, I really would say, at some point, you have to come to me because I'm tired of coming to you. And now they are coming to me, which I love,
Right.
because it's a great energy. Everybody comes here, but you're still traveling doing the show. We have to take a break. When we come back, I want to find out what that's like to go back to traveling again after all that. We'll be right back with Billy Crystal. We're back with Billy Crystal, and we're talking about 700 Sundays, the play, and you're traveling with it now. Where have you been so far?
Toronto, Boston, Chicago, San Francisco, and out here. And then we did 27 weeks on Broadway.
Wow. And are you loving traveling again? You must have to love it.
Well, that was good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The hotel thing gets a little old. It's great for the show because I don't have to worry about something. The room service is there and that kind of stuff. But do you use a pseudonym? You must when you check in.
Yes.
Yeah, so you use a name so people don't find you and call you.
Yeah, if they know you're in town, they'll try to find you if you don't change your name.
So just for personal phone calls to come through, that they use a code name, they know to get right through. So I've run out of names after the years. So I was in Toronto and I used Donald Rumsfeld. And so now this hotel, Canada, very polite, as you said, very proper. They would call me Donald Rumsfeld no matter where I was. Not just on the phone. I'd walk through the lobby. Mr. Rumsfeld, nice to see you. How are you today, Mr. Rumsfeld? I sit in the restaurant. People know it's me. And the waiter would go, Mr. Rumsfeld goes, they must have thought I was out of my mind. How's the bombing going, Mr. Rumsfeld? Oh, those insurgents, Mr. Rumsfeld. So a woman calls me from housekeeping. When would you be leaving your room, Mr. Rumsfeld? So I said, when the Iraqis can defend themselves. So she says, So she says, well, just leave the clean up the room thing on the phone, on the doorway. So I work out every day right before the show. So,
You do?
Oh yeah, I actually travel with the gym with me because the show is very physical, and
Wow.
I just like break a sweat before I hit the stage, and so I swim a lot. So this place had actually a beautiful spa that had like an indoor fireplace. It was like a greenhouse, and so I hit the place like 8 o'clock in the morning before everyone gets there, and the spa thing is not good with the robes, and you have to show yourself to people. It's not good.
Yeah.
Not that I have anything to hide.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
So I swim in it's a thong thing, Ellen. It's a thing. Just so I can move, and the goggles. So
What color? I just want to get an image.
It's black. It's black.
All right.
It's black.
Okay.
And so I'm swimming underwater because it's great for my lungs, because my lungs great capacity. So I come out from doing my 20 laps underneath the water, and there's a crowd of 40, 50 people who are coming into the area for a brunch. So I get out of the water in my thong and my glasses, dripping wet, and the intercom goes off. Mr. Rumsfeld, white courtesy phone. Donald Rumsfeld, please pick up the white courtesy phone. So they all look around for Donald Rumsfeld, and I answered the phone. And they're looking at me in my thing, and I went, good morning. Now it's my wife calling. But I went, Mr. President, good to talk to you. The Koreans said, what? And I just stormed out of my little thong in a huff.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I've stayed in some horrible places. I stayed in a hotel that was just horrendous, and I like to work out on the road when I was doing stand-up. And I called down to the lobby, and it was a horrible hotel, and I said, do you have a gym here? Yes. Yes, we do. We have many. Who would you like to speak to? Seriously. She had such an attitude. We have several. Who would you like to speak to?
She'd gotten a call many times before that day.
No, but she was really serious. She was really serious.
Sad.
Yeah, it was sad. All right, we have to take another break. We'll be back with Billy Crystal. We're back with Billy Crystal, and now you have announced you are not going to host the Oscars this year.
They did ask, and I can't because I'm doing a show, so it's just too much, too hard.
Now, and
I didn't point to you.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, they must ask you every single year, and is it something that because you know they're going to come to you, do you absolutely love doing it, or do you go, God, do I have to top myself every year?
A little bit of both of that. Mm-hmm. It depends on what I'm doing and how I'm feeling, really, and then do I feel that I could do something new? We've done 8 of them. I think we did a lot of different things on the show, but after 8, I don't know what else to do sometimes. Mm-hmm. So, and they were so, for me, so much fun and so complete. How could I? The pressure is, how can I do it better?
Yeah.
And so if I don't feel particularly motivated, I go, I'm just going to pass this year.
Yeah, but you must get, because you really are, the best, in my opinion. You really are the best in hosting.
But I still think that you did perhaps the best hosting job I've ever seen after 9/11 on the Emmys.
No, thank you.
And no, and that's the truth. In the most difficult of circumstances.
Yeah, it was kind of tough. Kind of tough. Well, anyway, so let's talk about. Well, before this, you're a lot of the play and the book now. You have the book also, 700 Sundays. It's about your life, and it's about your family members, and a lot of musicians that hung out.
Yeah, my dad was in the music business. My uncle, his brother-in-law, my mom's brother, was a pioneer in jazz recording. Recorded everybody. Really started jazz on records, and then ended up producing rock around the clock. So, wow. in a way, the book is also, and the play is also about the beginnings of jazz on record, and it's leaving us because rock and roll starts to take over. And we had this legendary little music store in 42nd Street where I grew up going to with my dad, and the title refers to the time that we had together. He worked 2 jobs. The only day we really had alone with him was Sunday, and then he died suddenly when I was 15. So I just once figured out I had roughly 700 Sundays with him that were great days, and that's what the play is really about, times we had and times we didn't have. Mm-hmm. And so the musicians were in the house all the time, the greatest of the day. At one time, and it was a great mingling of our Jewish family and these predominantly African-American jazz musicians all together at bar mitzvahs and functions. It was just an odd pairing. And one time my grandmother turned to Louis Armstrong at a Seder, Passover, and said, Louis, have you tried just coughing it up? But those are the people that I was around, and I really think that's when I started performing a lot. And it's in the show where I start dancing with these guys and tap dancing with them and learning how to be funny, because these guys were so cool and funny. And we had a very eclectic family, very funny people. That's where you start performing.
And
right?
at what age do you find yourself starting to do this?
3, 5 years old.
Really?
5 years old, I dance. It's in the show. I danced before like 500, 600 people at a jazz concert that my dad was producing. And that's the first time I'm on stage.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And this is, I was asking someone what this is. These are drawn by...
This is my Uncle Burns. They're called Fuzzies. And he's 91 years old. And he's an artist, has been. My daughter Lindsay did a documentary on him on HBO. Turn that one the other way.
The other way, yes.
Last year, actually, called My Uncle Burns, which did really well, won a lot of film festivals. And he's 91. And he does these little creatures
These are
called
great.
Fuzzies. And if you go to target.americangreetings.com for the Target company, Burns has done these, and they've animated these little characters into these. This one is hilarious. This is in Florence. They go to some.
Well, your life sounds, I mean, I can't wait to see it. You're here in Los Angeles. 700 Sundays is playing at the Wilshire Theater in LA until February 18th. And the book is currently in stores. And I can't wait to see it. Congratulations.
Thanks, Al. It's great to
All
be
right.
here.
We'll be right back. Don't go away. Last November, our next guest told us about her exciting traveling adventures. As a surprise, we gave her a trip to Solomon Islands, and today she's back to tell us all about it from Summer, Washington. Please welcome 90-year-old Jeanie Hoskins. It's so great to have you back. How have you been since you were here?
Oh, just super great.
Yeah?
You changed my whole life.
Oh, really?
I can't believe the number of telephone calls I've had all over the world, even from Singapore, and I had no idea that they would be able, they must have some kind of special thing, maybe dish or, I don't know. I didn't find out how they found out about it, but
I'd like to know.
they knew all about you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And so you're a big star now?
I can't believe what's happening.
Really?
I had to give some autographs.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I was picking up some pictures in the drugstore the other day, and there was a woman came along, and she recognized me, and she wanted to know if she couldn't have some of my pictures. And so I said, well, I guess if you want to have some copies made, it's all right with me. And then she said, autograph them. So
Wow.
I did.
That's great. Start charging for it, Jeanie. You're so amazing because at 90 years old, I mean, she's just traveling at all, but you travel alone and you go all over the world into these amazing exotic places, but you always send postcards out, right?
I do that.
And so we took one together before you left, right here.
And I'm so glad we did that.
Yeah?
I don't know that, I didn't happen to see any postcards in the Solomon Islands. However, they may have had some, but I certainly didn't see them. But I have been asked, first of all, I was sending out about 60 cards, and this time I had people, 85 cards I've sent out with you and me.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
that's 25 more.
Yes.
And
Well, I was so glad
Yeah.
we got it.
that's great. And so was it very remote there? What is the Solomon Islands like?
Well, I don't think they're really geared for tourism, other than maybe people from Australia and places that are down under. But it's not a good place for people from America to go.
No? Why
No.
is that?
Well, it's pretty rugged.
Rugged?
Yes.
What's an example?
Well, I should tell you. We went into one place. It was supposed to be a cultural village, and we were supposed to go there just for a short period of time. And after I got there, found out we were supposed to stay all night. Well, I wish you could have seen my room. There was no electricity. They had a little thing sitting on the floor, kerosene. That was the lamp. And there was no bathroom.
No bathroom?
No, there was an outhouse. and it was gross.
Yeah. I bet it was gross.
It really was, and it's scary.
Yeah.
Because they had this throne, and there was such a big hole in it. I was afraid I was going to fall through.
Oh, no.
Right down into the ocean.
Oh. Wow. That's, yeah, well, that's what I imagine most places that you're going to be scary like that. I admire you for doing that. You brought one of the bugs with you. Something's coming through the set. All right, so this is a picture. What was the most amazing thing that you discovered? Because this little girl, right?
Yes, she, a little youngster, and a lot of the people, not only the youngsters, have blonde, curly hair, very curly.
That's amazing. Dark skin and blonde hair.
And dark eyes, and I thought, first of all, they were dyeing their hair, but my guide said no, he said that's a natural thing.
Wow.
So.
That's amazing.
And the children was especially interested in me. This little girl followed me every place I went. She was curious about my white hair. She was as curious about me as I was about her.
That's amazing. So you meet so many different people, and ultimately we're all the same, aren't we?
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes, we are.
Well, thanks for coming back again, Jeanie. I want you to come back every time you go someplace new and tell us about it.
I'd love to do that.
All right, I'd love to have you back. Thanks, Jeanie. We come back. Desperate Housewives star Doug Savant joins us. We'll be right back. Our next guest is one of the stars of ABC's mega hit Desperate Housewives. Take a look. Welcome back to the show, Doug Savant.
Hi, Ellen.
What's with kissing Eva Longoria? What's happening?
The happiest moment of my life, really.
Yeah.
Pretty much every man's fantasy. No, I guess apparently she went to the producers and begged them, please let me kiss Doug.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And they worked it into the storyline somehow.
You know what? The actresses sort of run the show, and they had to listen to her. So yeah, so there it was.
Well, good. It's nice that you indulged her like that. And
yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
She's a kid. And
yeah.
I like to,
Yeah. So now what's going to happen? Is there something going on between you two, or?
I don't want to say. It just sort of sets off. It's a catalytic, moment for the women to really, sort of. Lynette, my wife, who's played by Felicity Huffman, to be very upset with her. And Tom sort of realizes in the process that, all the women on Wisteria Lane are, attracted to him. Pretty much. He just takes, it's a sending off point, really. It's,
And now, how many, well, your wife must be actually, she's watching you kiss all these people. You met your wife on Melrose Place, right?
I did.
Lee?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
She's,
Laura. Laura, isn't it?
It is. It's Laura Layton, and she doesn't worry about me kissing. Look at her. She's a beauty, and she has nothing to worry about.
And you have a brand new baby.
We do.
How old?
Lucy Jane is now 7 months.
That's exciting.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
And you have other children also, right?
Oh God, we got too many. We've got 4 altogether. Yeah.
And do they watch the show? Do they know that Daddy's a big star?
No, they don't.
No.
No. And my oldest is she's going to be 14, and she doesn't really watch the show. And then, when you do stuff like Kiss Eva Longoria, or last year I had a scene that was very sort of embarrassing. I showed up in my underwear, and she goes off to school. Thanks. She goes off to school, and the girls approach her and said, I saw your dad on television last night. And she came home and said she needs therapy.
She really doesn't watch the show.
No, she doesn't. No, none of my kids do, and we don't encourage them to. And why would you? There's better things for those kids to be watching.
That's right, like this show.
Like this show.
This is. I never am in my underwear. It's safe.
I told you last time. My daughters adore you. Yes, they're fans of yours.
That's very sweet. Thank you, and thank them. So you're on the. I'm really trying desperately to be a better poker player, and you're on the cover of Player magazine. You are a serious poker player if you're on the cover of this. I mean,
I've been playing for 20 years, and the fine people at Player were kind enough to put me on the cover. But I've played with the same group for 20 years, and we all started out. Everybody's sort of in this business, and they're all hugely successful writers and producers now. And I can barely keep up with them. They're, you know,
So the money's much bigger now.
Oh, so much. I called a $1,200 bet a few months ago, and I thought, what the hell has happened to us?
Yeah,
This is we went from playing with change. You know?
What are your blinds? Like what kind of?
Well, when we play Texas Hold'em, the blinds are 10, 20.
That's it? $10 and $20?
10, 20, yeah.
Oh,
But we do a whole. We'll play Omaha. We'll play, you know, 5-card stud straight. You know, a few
I don't know
buys.
that. I just know the fancy, the 7-card that everybody's doing now.
Oh yeah.
But the Texas Hold'em.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. I
Yeah,
love it.
and-
I watch World Poker. I'll watch for hours. If you watch Travel Channel or Discovery and watch World Poker, and those people are betting like $1 million, and it's crazy.
It is. It is. Yeah, it's the fastest growing sport in the
Well,
country.
invite me to your game, and you can take my money.
Oh, I will.
Because I'm trying to learn.
I'd be happy to.
All
That'd
right,
be fun.
Doug, and congratulations. You were all nominated for a SAG Award this morning, the whole cast.
We were.
Congratulations.
Thank
Desperate Housewives is on Sundays at 9 o'clock on ABC. When we come back, I'm going to show you a picture of myself a viewer sent in from my sophomore year in high school. We'll be right back. I want to thank Billy Crystal, Doug Savant, and Jeanie Hoskins. Earlier in the show, I was talking about people going to the website, and sometimes we get just comments or questions or whatever. And someone named Margie White, I guess, happened to go to one of the schools I went to. I went to a school every other year. I changed schools. And so, as a result, I don't have any pictures because I left every school, so I never had any yearbooks, never had any pictures. And so Margie White was kind enough to send me. She realized that we were in the same class together. I guess this must have been 9th or 10th grade, I'm not sure. And this is me from the yearbook that she sent. And I think I look like I'm 9 years old right there. But anyway, Margie, thank you for sending that in. It's great because I really don't have any pictures from all the schools I went to. So if you happen to have gone to a school that I went to, I'd love to have a scrapbook. Anything to piece my life together. I'd appreciate it. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.